Hey Num Noms, I'm just out here wandering these streets because the landlord turned off the power to the whole building to make some repair without telling anyone. So kind of ruined my work for the day. But I'm hoping by the time I get back home, they fix whatever it is, power's back, and I can make a delicious meal because I already got the ingredients out and they're going to be ruined if I can't cook them. But it's going to be tasty. It's going to be really cheesy today. And I'm using some Christmas leftovers I need to get rid of that I think are going to make this pretty next level. So I hope this ends up in a video. We'll see. Hey Nom Noms, so the power is back. Hooray. Thank the Lord Jesus, because I have these ingredients ready to go and I really want to make this video for you. We have leftover pancetta, I don't know how to say it, but it's delicious. From Christmas Day, on Christmas, I made a very incredibly delicious 2-sauce baked ziti. I think I actually used rigatoni. I only took like one picture of it because I was more focused on having a wonderful day with my wife than making content. But there's a red sauce with the basis being fried pancetta, and then there's a white sauce made with milk and Parmesan, and I have leftover milk from that. So we are going to make a cream sauce pizza with fried pancetta, garlic, shallots, basil, and probably a little gradient pecorino romano as well. It's gonna be delicious. Let's get to it. We gotta cube up some pancetta. And this is uncooked pancetta, so you need to cook it before you eat it. You can buy that like pre-cooked cube stuff in the, charcuterie section of your grocery store if you have one. It'll be by the salamis and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to make this into little pieces, good for a pizza slice. So you can have just a little bit of this nice fatty, salty meat in every bite, and it will blend well with some chopped up shallot and garlic. It's totally okay that we're cutting this shallot on the same surface that we just cut that meat on, because it's all going to cook together anyway. Let's slice up some garlic. Oh, this is hard to do with broken ribs. Yeah, if you guys didn't see, I broke a couple ribs the other day when walking home with my Christmas groceries. Both my hands full. I tripped around this little circle of plastic. It looped around my feet and just took me down like a sack of potatoes or whatever other kind of metaphor you want to use. I couldn't break my fall, my hands were full. But hey, I protected all the groceries. I protected my phone. And even my Fitbit, which hit the ground pretty hard, survived. But my ribs did not. Nor did my knuckles, but they're starting to heal up. It was about, I don't know. Oh, it's 4 days ago now. The 23rd of December. So it's actually very hard for me to film right now. Breathing hurts. Laughing hurts, which is a shame because my wife has been so funny recently. And I've just been laughing so much every day and it hurts so bad. And the exercise hurts. Getting my body right and ready for filming is really hard. It's hard to burn enough calories. But I am trying. I walked 18 miles today, but I can't ride the exercise bike, I can't lift weights, I can't do sit-ups, I can't do push-ups. I can't even lay in bed very comfortably. Okay, this is ready to go, so let's go throw this in a pan with like a tablespoon of oil. Maybe a little more. We'll turn this up to medium-high heat. We just want to fry all this until it's kind of getting a little browned on the meat. I would estimate, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. But it's really just about waiting for the color, waiting for the smell, waiting for the texture you want. Okay, so for our cream sauce, we're going to need a tablespoon and a half of butter, equal part tablespoon and a half of flour, cup of milk, and a few ounces of mozzarella cheese. That'll be kind of judged as you add. That looks like about a tablespoon and a half. Oh, maybe a touch more. This is not an exact science here. I'm using unsalted butter because there's plenty of salt elsewhere in this pizza, and I'm gonna add a little smoked salt to this, I think. Get a tablespoon of flour. I'm not even gonna be exact about it. And then another half tablespoon. Great. Let's go melt our butter. Put the butter over low heat. Get that melting. Our pancetta is coming along nicely. A few more minutes. Smells amazing though, the garlic and onion. Ready my cup of milk. Whole milk. Okay, our butter is melted, so we're gonna whisk in our flour. I'm just making a nice little paste here. This is called a roux. It is the basis of a lot of sauces. Then you wanna let it cook for a second, so you don't just have raw flour. And after about a minute, we'll add our milk in. Okay, it is time to add the milk. Make sure it mixes up nice with our roux. I'm making a very small amount here because I'm just making enough for one pizza sauce. I'm gonna let this stick in for just a few minutes. It'll happen pretty fast. Our garlic, shallot, and pancetta have started to brown up quite nicely, so I'll go ahead and take them off the heat. They're ready to go for our pizza. We'll finish up our cream sauce. It's starting to thicken up. Now that it's thickened up, we will turn off the heat and we will add just a pinch of cheese at a time. And mix it till it's completely amalgamated. Perfect, just a little bit more. And I'm gonna add a touch of smoked salt just to accentuate the cheese and add a touch of smoky flavor. That will work really well with this mozzarella. And we're done. Okay, we have our pizza toppings ready. We have our pancetta. The oven's ready. We have our white mozzarella cream sauce. Oh my God, it's so good. So we need to prep our dough. Everybody always asks what kind of dough I'm using. Frozen dough I bought at the store called Papa Sal's. I thought I let it rest in the refrigerator for at least 72 hours. You're developing flavor there. It's fermenting a little bit, gets a little bit tangy, more complex. And then I take it out and I let it rest for 6 hours and rise before I cook with it. The longer you ferment it, the flatter kind of pizza you'll get. And I kind of like a crispy pizza, crispy thin pizza. So sometimes I let it ferment for a long time. You want a fluffy pizza? Thaw it, rise it, use it right away. We'll work on a floured pizza peel. I like to work this out by hand, stretch it out. Takes a minute, but it's kind of fun. And all the while, the oven is at 550 degrees. I've had it up above 500 for over an hour because I have a sheet of steel in there that I cook my pizzas on. I'll make this nice and extra crispy and give it that immediate heat on the bottom that you need for a pizza that's hard to get in a home oven unless you're using a sheet of steel. Baking stone can help a little bit, but steel will give up the heat a lot more faster than stone. Okay, she's nice and stretched out. We'll give her a big knock to see that she's nice and loose. Absolute nightmare would be if it sticks to the peel and falls all over the oven and burns. Start with our sauce. This is gonna be cheesy, Probably good. I'm gonna hit that with some coarsely ground black pepper. Black pepper and mozzarella. Match made in heaven. Pepper and cheese in general. Red pepper flakes for some heat. Tear up some basil by hand. This mushes up, you know, the cell walls, and you get more flavor in your dish than just using the leaf without mushing it, ripping it and tearing it. Now our pancetta, our onion, and our garlic all mixed and cooked together. This is just a flavor bomb. Just an extra bit of mozzarella. Just a tiny bit. And now this is ready for the oven. Look at that.
Isn't she beautiful?
Okay, she'll still shake.
And that will cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. Just depends on your preferred crispiness. I like really crisp. Okay, pizza is looking good. Let's get it out. Ooh. I'm so happy, guys. So nice and crispy. Okay, let's shave a little pecorino romano on here. And I need to stand up for this bit. I'm gonna use my mezzaluna. It is, ooh, that really hurts. Mezzaluna just means like half moon, I think in Italian, because it's a like half circle thing. It's hard for me to do this right now because of my chest pain, but it's usually a useful tool for not cooking pizza, cutting pizza. Ow, ow, ow. You know what? That hurts too much for me right now, so I'm just gonna do this. If you want to get a mezzaluna though, I'll link one down below. You can find some of the tools I use, because people always ask me, what is that? I'm like, it's a mezzaluna, go check it out. It's really cool. I mean, it's really cool if you don't have broken ribs like me. Okay, and here we are, a beautiful thin crust, beautifully baked, golden brown, crispy pizza. I outdid myself on this one. Oh my God. It's so hot, but I can't stop. Do you ever have that problem where you have a pizza and you start eating and you can't stop, and then after you're done, just all the skin's coming off the inside of your mouth? I don't know if you call it skin, but the inside of your mouth skin. That's gonna happen to me, and I don't care, because it's delicious. It's been an eventful day. The power went out. I didn't think I was gonna get to film. Then when the power came back on, it fried the power supply for my router, my 10-year-old Airport Extreme. I would plug that baby in and it would just go. And I was like, that's not great. But I was happy it was the power supply. You know, I assumed I could just go buy a new power supply and maybe save the router. But I let it sit for a while. And then I plugged it in, I held down the reset button on the router, and it started doing that the singing electronic noise from the power supply, but it gradually got higher pitched and higher pitched and higher pitched until, I guess it didn't go away, but it just cycled up to the point where it was out of the range of human hearing. And the light on the router, instead of flashing along with the pitch, just went solid. And then about 10 minutes later, my Wi-Fi network finally reappeared. And I think I'm good now. I'm a little worried about that power supply just randomly catching fire. So I may still try to replace it. But at least I have internet today. Kind of necessary for being a YouTuber, Facebooker, video person. I was like, Lord Jesus, I do not need one more impediment to my work after breaking bones, losing power. My laptop broke. I didn't have it for a week and I couldn't work just before Christmas. It's been a bad December. Except Christmas was lovely. Loved spending Christmas with my wife. But trials and tribulations, my friend. Trials and tribulations. But this pizza is a great end to the day. After I stop filming this, I'm gonna work on my wife's dinner. She's having a girls' night out, but she was a little bit worried that the place they're going only has like fries and chicken wings, which I encouraged her to go ham. I said, go for it. You know, don't worry about the health. Just have fun. It's the end of the year. You need to see your girls have a good time. But if she comes home hungry, I want to have one of her favorite little comfort foods ready for her. And I think it will taste especially good after some drinks. She loves what she calls a mushy burrito, which is just like a fried burrito. I fry my burritos like in a cube. I turn it so it has like 4 sides, perfectly brown on the outside. But mushy burritos, just rice, refried beans, and Tostitos cheese sauce. But for the rice, I cook up some long grain white rice. I cooked in chicken stock. It was cumin, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne, a little chipotle, and a little like Mexican hot sauce. That Valentina Black, I just look over it on the shelf over there. And oh my God, this rice is amazing. It makes the whole burrito. So after this, I'm gonna turn on some jams. I'm gonna clean the kitchen. I might have a beer. I'm gonna get that rice ready for my wife. And if I have the energy, I'm also gonna do some like chicken stock, maybe sesame oil rice as well. And just, you put that in the fridge so that whenever you wanna make fried rice, you got old rice ready, because you need that old rice if you're making fried rice. Love making fried rice. I need to do a video on fried rice. So good, so simple, so cheap. I've just been like on a rice cooking kick lately. It's tasty. I've gotten pretty good at it. I know how to add flavors to the rice as I cook it. And then you refry it later. Oh my God. With whatever ingredients you want. Partially because the fried rice place, it's a Taiwanese fried rice place in my neighborhood, it closed. So, you know, I was like, well, I gotta do this myself now. Pizza's so good. Salty, just right amount, spicy, savory from the the Romano and the basil in there. The garlic and the onion after sauteing and that pork fat. Ooh, they sing. You gotta try this yourself. And if you're paying attention and you learn the ratios of that cheese sauce, you can use that for anything. Make that with cheddar and Gruyere and mozzarella. Do a 3 cheese mixture on it. And there you have the sauce for a delicious mac and cheese. You can mix it up however you see fit in terms of what types of cheeses, what types of added flavors you put in terms of powdered or liquid seasonings. The only thing you have to keep the same is just your butter and flour. They're 1-to-1. And then your milk. Added to that, wait for it to thicken up, turn off the heat, add your cheese. Bingo, banger, you're done. A lot of people ask me how to make cheese sauce because of videos I've done in the past. That's how. It's so simple. Look how thin that crust is. I want to end on that high note. That was a beautiful crust. Oh. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Thank you for giving me a positive end to a bad day. I really appreciate it. Doing this together makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. Maybe that's all the cheese and meat.